The lights are brighter than ever, the crowd is holding its breath, and in just a few moments, one player will walk away as the Wimbledon 2026 champion, while the other will be left wondering what could have been. This is not just another Grand Slam final. This is a clash between two completely different tennis philosophies, two incredible journeys, and two players who have spent years fighting for this exact moment. Jannik Sinner has become the face of the new generation with his fearless baseline power, unbelievable consistency, and calm mentality under pressure. Across the net stands Alexander Zverev, a player whose career has been filled with breathtaking victories, painful setbacks, injuries, criticism, and relentless determination to finally conquer the biggest stage in tennis. So before this final begins, I want to ask you one question. Who are you supporting today? Are you on Team Sinner or Team Zverev? Let me know in the comments because by the end of this match, only one prediction will survive. From the very first point, every rally will matter because both men understand that Wimbledon is different. Grass rewards confidence, punishes hesitation, and forces players to make decisions in fractions of a second. Sinner enters this final carrying enormous expectations after producing one of the most dominant seasons of his career. His ball striking has looked almost flawless throughout the tournament. His movement has been effortless, his backhand has been one of the cleanest weapons in men's tennis, and perhaps most importantly, he has remained emotionally composed regardless of the score. Even when opponents tried to drag him into long physical battles, Sinner refused to panic. Instead, he trusted his patterns, stayed patient, and slowly broke them down point after point. But if anyone believes this final will be easy for him, they may be making a huge mistake because Alexander Zverev has arrived here playing some of the smartest tennis of his entire career. After years of being labeled as one of the most talented players never to fully fulfill his Grand Slam potential, Zverev has quietly rebuilt every part of his game. His serve has become one of the biggest weapons left in the draw. His defensive skills remain world-class, and mentally he looks stronger than ever before. Instead of forcing impossible winners, he has been constructing points with patience, waiting for exactly the right moment to attack. That tactical maturity could become the deciding factor today. The fascinating part about this matchup is how differently both players approach pressure. Sinner rarely changes his expression. Whether he wins an incredible rally or loses a heartbreaking point, his body language remains almost identical. It is a quality usually seen in legendary champions, because emotional control often separates winners from runners-up in Grand Slam finals. Zverev, on the other hand, feeds off emotion. When his confidence rises, his level can become almost impossible to stop. His serve gains extra pace, his forehand becomes more aggressive, and suddenly he starts dictating every rally. The biggest question is whether he can maintain that level for 5 demanding sets against one of the most consistent players in the world. And that brings us to another important question for all of you watching. Do you think experience matters more today, or does current form decide everything? Share your answer because this final could come down to exactly that debate. Looking deeper into the tactical battle, Sinner will almost certainly try to attack Zverev's forehand with relentless pace before opening the court with his devastating backhand. His ability to redirect the ball from impossible positions has completely transformed his game over the last 2 seasons. Every short ball becomes an opportunity. Every weak return becomes an invitation to step inside the baseline and take control. Zverev knows this better than anyone. That is why his first serve percentage may become one of the most important statistics of the match. If he lands a high percentage of first serves, he can shorten points and prevent Sinner from settling into his devastating rhythm. However, if too many second serves appear, Sinner will immediately attack and force Zverev onto the defensive. Another battle that cannot be ignored is movement. Grass courts reward players who stay balanced while changing direction, and both men have shown incredible athleticism throughout this tournament. Sinner glides across the court with remarkable efficiency, making difficult shots look routine. Zverev, despite his height, covers the baseline with surprising speed and often turns defensive situations into offensive opportunities within seconds. That contrast makes every rally unpredictable because neither player gives away free points. Then comes the coaching battle, something many fans overlook. Every adjustment between sets, every tactical suggestion, every emotional reminder could completely change the momentum of this final. Championship matches are rarely decided only by power. They are often decided by who adapts faster when the original game plan stops working. If Sinner notices that cross-court rallies are no longer effective, will he attack the net more frequently? If Zverev struggles on return games, will he become more aggressive on second serves? These tiny adjustments can decide history. Throughout Wimbledon 2026, both players have shown moments that convinced fans they were destined for this stage. Sinner's precision has looked almost machine-like, while Zverev has repeatedly demonstrated resilience by escaping difficult situations that would have broken many other players. That resilience cannot be underestimated because Grand Slam finals are rarely perfect. There will be missed volleys, double faults, nervous moments, and momentum swings. The player who responds best after those setbacks will likely be the one lifting the trophy. Imagine the atmosphere if this match reaches a deciding fifth set. Every serve becomes heavier. Every return carries greater pressure. Every point feels like an entire tournament compressed into a few unforgettable seconds. That is why Wimbledon continues to produce some of the greatest sporting moments in history. It is not just about technique, it is about courage when everything is on the line. One championship point can define an entire career. One missed opportunity can remain in a player's memory forever. Sinner knows that another Wimbledon title would strengthen his position as the dominant force of this generation. Zverev understands that winning here would completely transform the story of his career, silencing years of criticism and proving that persistence can eventually overcome disappointment. That emotional contrast makes this final even more compelling because both men are chasing something far bigger than a trophy. They are chasing legacy. So as we prepare for the first serve, ask yourself one final question. Who handles pressure better when the entire tennis world is watching? Will Sinner's relentless consistency and fearless baseline power be enough to write another unforgettable chapter, or will Zverev finally produce the defining performance of his career and complete one of tennis's greatest redemption stories? Whatever happens over the next few hours, one thing is certain. Wimbledon 2026 is about to deliver a final that tennis fans will remember for years, because when two elite competitors arrive with everything to gain and nothing left to hide, history is no longer something we read about later. It is something we witness point by point, rally by rally, until one player falls to the grass in celebration, while the other walks away, knowing just how brutally thin the line between heartbreak and immortality can truly be.